For you to get even 1 penny in Florida, what the law says is you have to prove that you suffered a permanent injury as a result of the crash. A lot of people don't know about the intricacies of insurance law when it comes to car accidents in Florida, because it's boring. Nobody really wants to study about that, right? The only time you really care about it is if you're actually in an accident yourself. What people don't know, many people don't know, is that in Florida, unlike most other states in the country, Florida is what's called a no-fault state. No matter who's at fault for the accident, your own insurance is going to pay $10,000 for your medical bills. But what do we get for money in your pocket for your injuries? Well, that comes from your pain and suffering. And that's when it comes in, the fact that we have to prove you suffered a permanent injury to get you money for pain and suffering. I bet you can tell what the insurance companies will fight us on. They're going to fight us on whether you are permanently injured, because that's where the real money comes in for your pain and suffering. These cases are about money for pain and suffering. There is money for medical bills, we understand that, but the big money in a case comes down to what is the value of your pain and suffering. And so let's just pose a hypothetical. Let's say you're a 40-year-old guy, or you've been in a couple of prior accidents. You haven't had any neck pain or back pain for years, and you get into an accident. All of a sudden, you have neck pain or back pain. The second before the accident, you didn't have that pain. The second after the accident, you had the pain. We document those injuries, you get your treatment, we go through the whole case, and then I, as your lawyer, it's time at the end for me to go get money from the insurance company and do my demands to them for the money for your injuries, for your pain and suffering. What do you think it is that they're going to say? Your client's a 40-year-old man. He's had 2 prior accidents. We think that these injuries that you're claiming are from this accident. We think they're pre-existing conditions. Now, keep in mind, you haven't had any pain for 20 years. No problems. But all of a sudden, your life's been impacted. You've had to go get treatment. You've been to doctors. You had MRIs. It's been inconvenient as could be. But the insurance companies, nevertheless, they will look for every excuse in the book to pay you as little as possible. You can take that to the bank. It's important that when we are going to prove your case, that we have our evidence all in a row. We have all of our ducks in a row with your evidence. That's your medical treatment, consistent medical care, following the doctor's orders, that we have everything there so that, let's just say they lowball you. Let's just say your case is worth $100,000 and they offer us $25,000. Clearly, I'm going to advise you we should fight the case. We should file a lawsuit. In that hypothetical, we file a lawsuit. When we go to court, if we go to court, 90% of lawsuits don't make it to trial. They usually settle. 10% of the cases go to trial. Let's just say we go to trial in your case. We're going to be coming into a jury. We're going to have jury selection. We're going to pick our jurors. We're going to eventually end up with 6 of them who are going to decide your fate, so to speak. They're going to decide the outcome of your case. And these are going to be 6 strangers from the community. All right. We don't know who they are. The 6 best jurors that we can out of the 30 or 40 people they bring in for jury selection. Well, what are they going to hear? Well, they're going to hear our evidence, which is they're going to hear the doctors, the experts who have treated you, your testimony about how it's affected you. They're going to see the medical documentation, the other witnesses we may have. They're going to see the pictures of the car damage. And we're also going to have to present to them the fact that there were these prior accidents that you have had in your past, because we know the insurance company is going to talk about that. So we got to make sure we talk about it before they do, and then put it into context and show the timeline about how there's been no pain for years. And all of a sudden you have this pain that you didn't have the second prior to the accident. They're also going to hear from the insurance company's highly paid lawyers who are going to present it and try to paint you in the worst light possible. Insurance companies are really good about trying to make my clients look like liars, cheats, and frauds. I explain to my clients, this isn't personal, because they do it in every case. This is what they do. And then, to add insult to injury, they always bring in doctors who are their highly paid experts, who they pay millions of dollars a year to come in and try to, tank your case. These doctors will say, you know what, I've looked at all of the guy's medical records and, we think he's full of it. That's basically what they're going to say. They're going to say it in nicely couched ways, but they're basically going to try to make the jury believe that you're lying to enrich yourself. And so that is the fight we have in all of these cases. If you find yourself in a position where you've been hurt, you're injured, I am here to help. This is not something you should do on your own or alone. You need someone who is competent, who's willing to fight, who knows all the insurance companies' tricks, and who's going to take them to task to make sure they're being reasonable with you in giving you fair compensation. So if you're in that position, give me a call as soon as possible. I can help you. Thank you.